I am your host, Lulu Soul, and today I am joined by a very lovely individual. Psst, Zoe, introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Zoe.
We're going to be watching the anime Another. I'm kind of infuriated that nobody will tell the main character the other half of the story.
It doesn't seem like it's gonna keep anyone safe.
She definitely seems to be like this ghost that no one else can see and no one else wants to interact with. Think that the lady in the shop with the dolls creates dolls and puts the remains of children or the deceased into the dolls. All right, so we are now starting episode 7, and a lot has changed in a very short amount of time.
Not too fast, right? Like the storytelling is at an appropriate speed.
Yes, the pace definitely picked up, but it picked up in a very nice way. I still don't think they needed quite the 3 episodes the way they did it, but I am glad that the amount of setup that was done was done.
Are you happy with the pacing that the show is now taking?
Yes. But I have a really, I don't know how much you'll agree with what I'm about to say or not, but I have a very weird but very specific vibe regarding this anime.
Okay.
It's oddly cozy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Every once in a while, some people, get unalived and there's this mystery going on. But, the art is nice and pleasing, and, there's lots of heavy rainfall and in-depth conversations. It's not peaceful, but it's like curling up with a story by the fireplace during a heavy rainstorm. Kind of cozy.
Ooh, I think you're gonna like where the story goes.
I will say, if this had been live action, I think I would be reacting to it very differently. But
yes,
as it is in its anime form, it's not exactly scary. It is suspenseful, though.
So that's something that a lot of people run into with horror anime, and why it just doesn't have the impact that seeing real people in perceived real danger. It might not be as viscerally terrifying for us to experience, but it can still be an excellent and amazing framework for storytelling. And I think that's what this anime does, is it uses horror not as a means to scare you, but as the means of telling an incredible story.
I would agree with you, actually. And I think that, because I've been trying to figure out for a while what's going on, because the more you and I talked, the more I realized I've watched quite a few horror-based anime. For example, The Promised Neverland, I really enjoyed that. There's another one about this guy who has the ability to go back in time for a few seconds, but then finds himself going back in time to when he was a kid, and he's got to figure out who the murderer is that was going around killing everybody.
Erased,
yes. That.
Oh my god, we need to watch that. Both the anime and the live action. I've heard nothing but good things. Oh my god.
Wait, have you not seen it?
I haven't seen any of it. I've seen the first episode, I think.
Oh my goodness.
But everything I've heard, everything I've seen, I think I know the big twist, but everything I've heard about it says this is something that might be up my alley.
It's so good. I would definitely say it's something up your alley.
But going back to because it's animated, it's not necessarily scary, which is part of the reason that I thought this would be an introduction for you, expanding kind of your experience with the horror genre.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I was getting at. I've been curious because there's been a fair amount of horror anime that I have watched and I have enjoyed. I'm enjoying this. And it's because I like the story, but since it's done in the anime format where it's this isn't creating the same sense of dread, it's not triggering the phobia that I was telling you about, the fear of phobia, or the fear of fear. And so I am able to consume the actual story of what is going on without having to worry about not being able to sleep for the next 10 years.
The expectations and the way that you thought the story was going took a turn somewhere along the way.
It did. I was right in some ways, but not in the way that I thought I was going to be right.
But that's part of the fun, is you think you see where a story is going and then it shifts, but not in a way that seems out of left field.
Right, like it adds up.
Absolutely.
One of the things that I struggle with, this isn't really horror based, but what are they called? The A Court of Thorns and Roses books that got really, really popular, the whole romantasy books.
Yes.
There are a lot of inconsistencies throughout book 1, and then in book 2, answers to those inconsistencies are kind of like shoehorned in.
Yes.
But it's not done well. It's, oh crap, we need a reason for this, Whereas in another, questions that I was consistently asking all through the first 3, 4, even 5 episodes, they get answered, and they're answered in a way that does make sense, that is consistent with the rest of the story. And
It's a good time.
I like that. I like that quite a bit.
And we're about halfway through now, so we still got half of this ride to go.
All right, and now we're back. We have watched up to episode 9. There are 3 episodes left, I believe.
Yes.
I do have, there is something that I have to admit.
What's that?
I am a little concerned about how they plan on wrapping this up.
Concerned in what regard?
Well, I feel like every time I have a grasp of how this plot might be going, something else happens and it jumps into another realm.
Yes.
Which I'm liking.
Okay.
But what I'm worried about is sometimes when we have situations like this in an anime or in a book series, pretty much anything, endings are hard. And sometimes plot twists happen for plot twist's sake and they don't get tied up at the end. And so you get to the end of it and it's like, well, nothing was solved. I don't have any answers.
Yes.
Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a, oh, but what could it be? But I don't generally like those type of endings.
Uh-huh.
Like, so far this whole story is revolving around basically why are these children dying?
Right.
If we get to the end of episode 12 and that isn't answered, I'm going to be a little grumpy. Don't tell me whether or not either way, though. Don't tell me either way.
No, I figured that.
But I am finding myself really liking a lot of the characters in the show. I can tell the characters apart, which is huge for me. I don't remember anybody's names except for Misaki.
Yes.
But each character has their own distinct personality, and that doesn't really happen as often, I feel, in anime anymore.
You can see that.
So I'm really excited about that. The art is beautiful. The characters are wonderful to interact with. I'm having a really good time, and I'm excited for the last 3 episodes.
I'm very excited for the last 3 episodes. We still have a little ways to get to, so they have found something. But
Yes.
what they have found has not yet been revealed to us. So, once we know what they have found, things will proceed a little faster than perhaps the rest of the anime has go.
Is it the thing that they found last episode?
So they found it, they started interacting with it, but didn't get to finish. So in the next episode, we will find what the secret that was hidden was. And then from there, it is a ride. It is going to be a good time. Not for them. By the end of it, I think you will have a new anime to add to your list of favorites. That is my hope.
Oh, that's my list of favorites is small, and usually nostalgic, so we'll see.
We'll see.
That being said, we will see you guys at the end of episode 12 with my thoughts on the full anime of Another.
See you soon, everyone.
Bye.